welcome to Walk and Talk for the Soul. Thank you for being here. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, so I'm Shauni. I'm a full-time self-employed Pilates instructor.
Are you ready to come for a walk and talk with me?
Yeah, I am.
Let's go. You ready to pick a card, any card?
Great.
Right, okay. Pick yourself a talk card. And read it out for us.
What are you excited about?
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
what are you excited about? Let's go.
So I feel like I've got lots of little bits happening in the pipe work that there's no date to it all happening yet, but it's gonna happen.
Okay, that feels
Yeah.
exciting,
Yeah.
but elusive.
So basically, I've been trying to sell my flat for 6 months now. Haven't had a single
Oh my
viewing.
gosh, the
But
worst.
I'm still excited about the moving side.
So how far are you moving? Are you moving in the same area or?
So I'm moving about 40 minutes from where I currently live. So it means I've got to start over again with my job a little bit.
Oh, yes, of course.
So that will be happening. I'm in the process of changing over to different studios. So that can be a little bit scary because obviously starting with new clientele, getting up those numbers, being self-employed, if you've got nobody in a class, you don't get paid. So all that little bit of exciting things of trying to manage how your finance is going to look like. Also in my head, I think I'm going to be having a massive house with a kitchen island, utility room, probably not in the budget. So
Dream big.
yeah. In my mind, I think I can afford a mansion when it's really a 2-bed up and down.
It's that thing of going on Rightmove and scrolling through the £1 million houses and be like, yeah, that's doable.
Yeah, I do that every time that it's a nice day and I'm stuck in my flat. So I just want some grass to lie down in, really.
Yes,
That's
lovely
mine.
garden, a nice kitchen.
Yeah.
It's not too much to ask.
No.
So moving house,
Yeah.
hopefully soon, fingers
Some
crossed.
point. Yeah.
How long now have you been a Pilates instructor?
So I've been a mat Pilates instructor for just over 3 years. And then I've been a reformer Pilates instructor for 1.5 years. Finished my course nearly 2 years ago, a couple of months after finishing my course. That's when.
In terms of being self-employed, that is still sort of relatively early days, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
it'd be quite difficult to, as you said before, build up clientele.
When I was just doing mat Pilates classes, it was kind of only 3-4 classes a week, which obviously is not an income you can live off. Then last summer, that's when I started working part-time and was able to make the leap from my corporate job all the way to my now full-time job. So I work
Well done.
24
Amazing.
hours of 24 classes a week, 2 studios. The way I look at it as is with travel and the gaps is it makes 40-hour week job. So I'm doing what I was doing before, just not as the same structure as a 9 to 5.
And what's the difference doing that something that you really love compared to doing something that you just did to earn money?
It's so much more fun. I don't get up thinking I hate going to work, whereas I get up a little bit later now, but I was getting up at 4:30 2 days a week.
That's horrible.
And I was like, I could do that. Getting up at 4:30 for work is a lot easier than when you enjoy your job than when you don't enjoy it, surprisingly. I feel a lot more motivation to do work outside my work hours. So whether it's creating a bit more content or lesson planning, my classes have got to a point where people are like, I never know what's going to happen. I'm like, that's what we want. We want the fun. We want, obviously, the moves that make you work to improve your daily life, but you still want it to be interesting and not feel like a chore. And I think that's what I've made happen with my lesson plans is people are like, we come to you for your personality, what you have to offer, and it's really worked in my favour.
It's lovely because you clearly, when you talk about your job, you seem really happy talking about it. What made you take that leap into teaching Pilates, being self-employed?
mat Pilates came out, the more challenging part of my life. So at that point I was selling my house, going through a divorce. So I was kind of evaluating what I liked and didn't like about my whole life. My job was definitely one of them. I worked in a customer service role, which during lockdown was obviously not fulfilling.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to find enjoyment. So the mat Pilates course just kind of came at a period that I was just doing it for fun, see where it goes. I was just thinking it would be like an extra hour or two there. Working for that job, I changed job roles a couple of times, then fell into a job that I was terrible at. I did a job for data privacy. I think on day one I was like, no, this is the worst job for me. Like, I realised I'm very bad at sitting at a computer desk in that kind of environment where like I have to be correct in what's right and wrong for people's data safety as well, and educate a whole entire business on it as well.
See, it sounds, when you're saying it, it sounds very far from Pilates.
Yeah, like you know, where you kind of fall into the job a little bit. Like the manager, when I was applying for it, approached me to recommend me, and I was like, okay, sure. Probably not really overthinking what it would be, but actually, even though I was terrible at the job, my manager knew that it wasn't going to be my forever job. So although I was crap, she did allow me to go part-time and made adjustments for me to be able to get to where I was as well. So she was supportive in ways outside of work, which I really appreciate.
That's really nice, because you don't always get that
No.
in jobs, do you? Which is also one of the other benefits of self-employment.
Yes.
Not having anyone manage you.
Yes.
What would you say are the pros and cons of being self-employed?
I think like pro-wise is like I can say yes and no to classes or like my daily structure how I want it. I don't have to say yes to everything. I feel like because I enjoy my job, I have become a workaholic. Because when you're enjoying what you're doing, it's really hard to say no as well when there's offer of work. Negatives is if there's no one booked onto a class, I don't get paid, which where I'm starting to make that transition at the moment. A new studio starting out in December does take some time to pick up, so my December is quieter than I would like to.
Yeah, it's always the way December though, isn't it? It's people just like, well, I'll just wait till next year.
Yes.
I'll start in the new year.
So yeah, had like a little terrifying week last week where I'm like, oh yeah, no, actually I haven't accounted for like the Christmas week. I've just got a week off, and I'm like, I'm not getting paid for that week.
These are all the learning curves, aren't they?
Yeah, so
okay, I've got to bear that in mind, and I've got to put money aside.
And I have like definitely seen the benefit of being self-employed in my finances. Obviously I don't get holiday pay and things like that, but my value of what I get paid in an hour has increased massively. So that's quite rewarding. And although I'll never be like working essentially 40 hours a week, I am in a nice financial place for the first time ever, I think.
And you mentioned that financial value.
Yeah.
That's a really nice way of looking at it as well, making that connection between how much you earn and valuing yourself, which again can be really hard when you're self-employed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what's the price that I put on my value here? Because it's me. And how have you found that feeling like you are valuing yourself enough with your classes and your lessons?
So every studio is structured very differently. So I don't have like the full control of what my hourly rate is. But what I do kind of have the control of is that if I'm a good instructor, people will come back to me. So I found value in myself by putting myself in places where like people are now, I want to come to Shauni because her classes are amazing. I know I can get the numbers in the door, which obviously imposter syndrome can hit quite hard sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So like at the beginning when numbers are low, or like the new studio, you're just there like, they've all come, right? Is it me? Am I the issue? But I know that I can make a whole class, like on a Saturday, I can have 5 back-to-back classes full. I've achieved that. So I know I can make it happen and grow from cutting down my hours again and making them what they are.
Does that imposter syndrome still creep in sometimes?
100%. Like I've recently branched out into kind of little retreat evenings.
Which I have been to and they're really good.
Some more coming soon. I haven't quite finalised those plans yet. I've only ever actually done one, but the scary thing is if I can actually at least break even was my first fear. And I think until about 5 days before the actual event, I had only just broken even. And then it did obviously then gain a little bit more interest right at the end. But I was like, what am I doing? I'm just doing all this work to make a loss and nothing's going to really come from it. Yeah.
Really nerve-wracking.
Realistically, a lot of people, when it comes to events, they will hold out to the last minute as I will attend, I just haven't booked it yet. So you've got to have that belief that it will just sell. But I did more than just break even, so really
For
happy.
your first event,
yes,
is amazing.
So I reached my goal, and that was all I kind of wanted to achieve, which I did.
You mentioned that you did this training at a time in your life where you were going through some quite big life changes and struggling somewhat.
Yeah.
What has been the difference in your life since you chose to take this leap of faith and take this risk, as people would call it, being self-employed? What have been the changes in your life?
I think people have noticed how much happier I am now compared to how I was. I wasn't very fulfilled in my job. I was struggling financially at several points, which does not spark joy or happiness. That is probably one of the more stressful things, going through some financial difficulties, going through quite a large breakup such as a divorce, and resetting your whole life and how you want it to look, because it does give you that kind of drive of where do I want to be compared to what you thought you were gonna be at. When you've got married, you don't really plan of what the consequences are if you were to end things. So when it goes off differently and trying to make that change is hard for sure. But yeah, it probably took me a couple of years to finally get to where I was from that breakup, but it's all been worth the journey, and it is a very big journey that you've got to go on. Yeah.
And you seem, as you say, you seem happier.
Yeah.
You're doing something you love that really reflects who you are, not a job you hate. And what is it that you would say you feel about yourself now? Being in this stage of your life now, having gone through these hardships and these struggles and these big life changes, what is it that you've learned about yourself? What do you believe about yourself?
I feel a lot more ambitious in life now, whereas I feel like I was just coasting or getting by, like having almost a fairly regular 9 to 5 where you turn off your laptop and then you divert into like home life and things like that, whereas now I want to be more educated in my work, so I'm doing more courses to improve myself so that I can like improve client experience and what I can provide for them. Like I want to do more retreats and kind of push myself in ways I didn't really expect myself 4 years ago, that when I started doing all my courses that I would achieve that. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have 1 or 2 extra hours a week, and that would be it. It's just a little part-time job. So the fact that I've managed to make it full-time when it was just kind of like a pipeline hobby almost is really cool.
And you've done that.
Yeah.
And that ambition is very exciting. And you've done so much in such a short space of time. You've
Yeah.
achieved so much in such a short space of time.
And I think that only really happens if you love what you do, you have that ambition and the drive to make it work, and you put in the hours. There's obviously a lot of hours, I think, in any self-employed work that aren't accounted for, whether it's like lesson planning, doing all your budgeting, reaching out, making content. All those man hours aren't accounted for behind the scenes either. But I now enjoy it.
And you're happy.
Yeah, happy. That's
exciting.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, when somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm like, I'm thriving. And they're like, you use the word thriving.
That is the best response to be able to use.
So when people ask me like how I am and I say I'm thriving, people are like, I've never known someone to use the word thriving.
I love
people
it.
like question it. They're like, you're using the term thriving is like unexpected because you just use the word good all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
good,
do.
I'm fine. Yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah, been busy.
But it's great.
Yeah, so changing that vocab.
Amazing. Every walk and talk, our previous guest leaves a question for the next guest. And the question that was left for you was, what is one thing you struggle to admit to yourself?
Okay, so
Which isn't an easy one, is it?
no, I think it's okay to actually slow down. Obviously, going self-employed, I've gone 100 miles per hour for the last year, probably definitely been close to burnout several times because I'll get home at 9:30 at night and then wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I've actually only taken like 2 and a bit weeks of holiday this whole entire year, which is
Which
not
is
enough.
probably a good thing that you're having a week off at Christmas
Yeah,
then, isn't it?
and I'm still like, but why? Why do I need this week off? I don't know what to do with my time. But no, I do actually need to slow down and actually pause a little bit more than what I have been and enjoy when I'm not. I don't trust
These swans
these
are coming for
birds.
us in a minute.
I feel like you need to like turn the camera around and
There's so many swans. So many.
I don't trust them.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Like they've got their like heads over like the little platform bit, like they're like dogs waiting
If
for
this
food.
video never makes it out, it's because the camera got attacked by swans. Oh no, they're going. They're off on their way.
Yeah, we've
Bye,
given
swans.
that. Maybe somebody else had bread.
See you later.
I lost my
Swans aside. Slowing down.
Yeah, slowing down. So, like, my only resolution for it is book more holidays next year.
What do you think causes you to avoid that about yourself? That admitting to yourself that I need to slow down?
I think it's like preparing to have that week off. Like when you are self-employed, you've got to think about, like the earnings for a week plus the spending. Whereas when I was employed, obviously I got paid to have time off. So my pay structure never changed. And obviously, yes, you spend more money if you're physically on holiday. Like that is fairly normal. But it's almost like you've got to prepare yourself double. So yeah.
So kind of almost sacrificing the holiday
Yeah.
so you don't have to kind of
Budget for it.
the earnings.
Or like I'll try and plan it in my normal days off. Like we went to Copenhagen probably March, beginning of the year, and I took 1 day off to like have 4 days off or something because I planned it strategically around my 3-day off that I got around it, so that I didn't have to physically miss too many hours.
So next year, the New Year's resolution is going to be
holidays. My plan is 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
You heard it here. She's
Yeah.
going to have 4 weeks off.
Ideally, I would love 6, but we'll see.
But I mean, I think that's a good start considering you've literally had what? How many days? Like 2 days, did you just say?
2 and a bit weeks, I think.
Okay. So doubling it.
Like 2 weeks and 2 days, I think, is what I've done.
Okay, so to double it for next year, that's a good goal.
Yes.
And then double it again for the following year. Thank you so much, Shauni, for being on Walk and Talk for the Soul. You've been a brilliant guest. Now, you have had your talk card and you've had your question from a previous guest. Could you please leave us with a question for the next guest?
Yeah, of course. So, going for days off is kind of my theme. So, what's your perfect day off?
Lovely. What's your perfect day off? Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks. We don't have bread. Can you turn around?